The Galactic Council chamber echoed with the laughter of the powerful. Another petition from Earth, another request for protection after another massacre. To the Elder Empires, it was ritual entertainment. They would watch humanity beg. They would dismiss their cries, and then they would return to their own games of power. Captain Adrian Cross stood at the center of the chamber, his fists clenched at his sides. He forced himself to remain calm, even as the Cathari delegate sneered, mandibles clicking in mock amusement. "You claim the Zur raids were unprovoked," the insectoid said, its voice dripping with contempt. "And yet you expand into space that does not belong to you. What happens to your colonies is not our concern." Another delegate, a Talanthe with silver skin, added with a cruel smile, "Perhaps you should learn to protect yourselves, if you are capable of such a thing. Or perhaps you enjoy playing the victim. That does seem to be your specialty." Laughter rippled through the chamber. Adrian's jaw tightened. He remembered the images of Vega Prime, still fresh in his mind, children screaming as ships burned around them. Millions dead in hours while the Council looked away. He remembered Mars, its surface cratered by bombardments, no treaty allowed, while the Council called it a border dispute. He remembered every colony erased while humanity was told to stay civilized, stay obedient, stay small. He raised his voice, not loud, but firm enough that the laughter stilled. "How many times have we asked for help? How many times have we bent our knees in this chamber, pleading for protection under your own laws? And how many times have you answered with silence or worse, mockery?" The Valith delegate waved a jeweled hand dismissively. "You are alive because we allow it. Be grateful, human. The galaxy is not your stage. You are not equals here. You are tolerated." Adrian's lips curved into a thin, cold smile. It was not the smile of a man defeated, it was the smile of a predator that had finally grown tired of restraint. "Then hear this," he said, his voice cutting through the chamber like a blade. "One more strike, just one more and the mask comes off. You think you know humanity, because you've only seen us beg. You think our civility is weakness. You think our mercy means surrender. But you don't understand us. Not yet. Push us one more time, and you will." The Council erupted in outrage. Threats, condemnations, demands for his removal. Adrian turned and walked out without another word, leaving only silence in his wake. Back aboard the Dauntless, Commander Lewis Grant stood waiting. "That went about as well as expected," he said dryly. "They'll laugh until they choke," Adrian replied. His eyes were hard, cold fire. "They think the chains they placed on us are real. They think we've been obeying all these years." Lieutenant Maravey leaned forward, her voice fierce. "And what if they strike again?" Adrian's gaze turned to the stars outside the view. "Then we stop pretending. Then we show them what we've been building while they thought we were on our knees." The truth was that Earth had never been weak. The treaties, the Council inspections, the humiliations, those had all been a mask. While the galaxy thought humanity was a harmless upstart, Earth had been preparing. In hidden shipyards beneath Europa's ice, in the shadows of Saturn's rings, in hollowed asteroids scattered across the belt, humanity had forged a fleet that no one knew existed. Weapons forbidden by treaty, ships larger than anything in the registry, technologies the empires had claimed were impossible or waiting, silent and unseen. For decades humanity had worn the mask of civility. Now the mask hung by a thread. The test came faster than Adrian expected. The Zur, emboldened by the Council's indifference, launched another raid. This time it was not Vega Prime, but Arcturus. 20,000 human settlers lived there. Under the supposed protection of treaties, the Zur mocked as meaningless. The attack came without warning, a fleet of 50 ships dropping into orbit and beginning bombardment. Cities burned, defenses crumbled, and once again, the Council sat silent. But this time, the response was different. From the void beyond Neptune, hidden stations powered up for the first time. Vast dreadnoughts, cloaked in silence for decades, stirred to life. Rail cannons longer than skyscrapers hummed with energy. Drone swarms, numbering in the millions, deployed like clouds of steel. The Leviathan fleet was no myth. It was real, and it was awake. Adrian Cross stood on the bridge of the Dauntless, his crew silent and ready. "They wanted to see what happens when they cross the line," he said. His hand came down. "Show them." The storm broke. The Zur fleet never had a chance. Kinetic rods launched from orbital platforms tore through their ships before they even realized humanity was there. Railguns shattered carriers into molten fragments. Drone swarms ripped into their formations, overwhelming shields and weapons in minutes. In less than an hour, the entire invasion force was reduced to burning wreckage drifting silently above Arcturus for the first time in galactic history. An Empire's fleet had not just been defeated by humans, it had been annihilated. The news spread like wildfire. The Council met in emergency session, but there was no laughter this time, only fear. Images of the wreckage at Arcturus played across the chamber. Human dreadnoughts bristling with weapons no alien had ever seen. floated silently in the background like executioners waiting for their next victim. President Elena Ward's voice carried across the galaxy in the aftermath, calm but merciless. For centuries we asked, we begged, we abided by your rules, and you answered us with chains and graves. That era is over. From this moment, humanity does not plead, we do not kneel, and we do not wear the mask you forced on us. Strike us again, and you will learn what it means to awaken the storm you have mocked for too long. In the council chamber, no one laughed, no one sneered, no one dared. On the bridge of the Dauntless, Adrian Cross looked out at the stars, his voice quiet but certain. The mask is falling, and when it's gone, the galaxy will never forget what humanity looks like without it.